Hello, this is Dr. Moody Alexander, the son of Wick Alexander, the founder of the Alexander discipline, speaking on behalf of American Orthodontics. Today we're going to talk about how to properly bend an omega loop that is used to consolidate arch wires. This is Principle 11 in the 20 principles of the Alexander discipline. What this means is we want to get the spaces closed as soon as possible and keep them closed throughout treatment. The best way to do this is to bend an omega loop in front of the terminal tube and to tie back tightly. When you want to bend an omega loop, the first thing you need is the omega loop bending plier, which I have here. Notice the beaks. One is a curve-shaped beak, the other is rounded and sectioned into 3 different sizes. For the omega loop, we'll use the first and the smallest sized section. Now to set up, assuming you start with a typical non-extraction case using American Orthodontics Alexander LTS brackets, the first wire you'll use is an 016 NiTi for leveling and rotation, which takes about 1 or 2 appointments. Then you change to the second wire, an 016 stainless steel wire, which needs to have an extenuated curve of speed and also power chain from molar to molar. This will consolidate the arches. Now the next arch wire is where you need to bend an omega loop. Make a mark 1 millimeter in front of the terminal tube. Do this on both sides. Now the mark is where the distal leg of the omega should end. Place the plier on the mark and squeeze. This will make approximately a 45-degree bend. Next, with the mesial part of the wire, make a bend where it curves around to make an acute angle. The next step is to put your finger on the distal part of the wire and bend it around the round beak. This will create a little more than a 90-degree angle. Then you will loosen the pliers and rotate it around so the outer beak is on the distal. You will then take the distal part of the arch wire and bend it back with your thumb. The wire mesial to the loop must be even with the wire distal to the omega loop. This should give you a perfect omega loop. You'll then repeat the process for the other side. I recommend a lot of practice to get this technique down, as it's very important to keep the arches consolidated. It is amazing how quickly chairside staff can learn this procedure as well. For more information on American Orthodontics Alexander LTS braces, visit www.americanortho.com/Alexander. To learn more about the Alexander discipline, you can visit alexanderdiscipline.com.